The entire country is facing a childcare crisis right now because providers can't find enough staff to help take care of kids. Here in Sioux Falls, many centers have had to raise wages to incentivize employees, but that leads to rising rates of childcare, and those rates are putting a burden on parents. In tonight's Eye on KENLOLAND, Lauren Solik looks at how the childcare crisis is impacting before and after school programs in the city.
Taylor Rayfield is a mom of two in Sioux Falls. Now that her oldest has started school, she's been experiencing the child care crisis firsthand.
So our daughter has been in the same daycare center since she was a baby. So we haven't had too many issues with her, but our son just entered kindergarten, and he started at Sonia Sotomayor, which is in the central part of town, and we can't find before and after school care for him.
She and her husband both work in healthcare, which makes finding a flexible schedule difficult. She says they are on multiple waiting lists that have 40 to 50 other kids on them.
I would say it adds another level of stress. It's changed my work day, so I'm in my office only about 5 to 6 hours a day versus my normal 8 to 10 hour work day. So what happens is I'm working home more with my children, and that impacts your family life, your ability to bond with your kids, and adds to stress at the work balance at home.
The Sioux Falls School District has an after-school program called Kids Inc. that serves students in kindergarten through 5th grade at all 22 of the district's elementary schools. However, the child care crisis has had a major impact on how many kids can be in the program.
It's just gotten to the crisis point, but we've been suffering through some of this probably for the last 3 to 5 years. We've been having staff issues, and what we've gradually done is decrease the number of kids we can take because we can't fill the staff positions.
In order to meet the state requirement of 1 child care worker for every 15 students, the district has had to eliminate 200 spots in their program throughout the last 3 years.
Yeah, we have between 700 and 1,000 people on waiting lists across the district right now. And I know it's difficult for parents to find care, and it has been. And especially on the west side of Sioux Falls, we carry 50 to 75 people on a waiting list for the 4 schools on the west side of town. So it just makes it really difficult for parents that can't get away to pick up their students after school.
Like many child care centers, the district has had to raise wages for employees to entice new staff members. However, that's led to an increase in the rates parents have to pay for the program.
It's already a struggle for many parents because in South Dakota, the Augustana research study that came out last summer that we did with a child care collaborative in Sioux Falls shows that Sioux Falls people are paying a lot higher percentage of their total income on child care than is average across the nation. I believe the average across the nation is less than 20%, and our parents are paying almost 30% of their income on child care costs.
Rayfield is also a state legislator. She says the child care crisis is going to be a focus for her this legislative session.
And thankfully, the governor's budget address, she proposed about $100 million of funding to go toward child care, which I think will help a lot. So that has been proposed to essentially work on already existent child care centers as well as to help others open child care centers, and then also potentially offer some scholarship opportunities to help those that are already within child care remain there.
Honestly, other than that money that Governor Noem has allotted for child care centers and before and after school programs, we don't get a lot of assistance from the state in South Dakota.
Experts say the solution to this problem is not going to come in a one-size-fits-all package, but collaboration is key in bringing the issue to light and finding answers.
In my legislative hat, what I've been doing is researching areas that can be improved, and some of those areas are how do we incentivize people to enter into the workforce of childcare. It's hard because I think it was 40% of childcare workers were displaced during the pandemic, and 1 in 8 of those have not returned to the workforce.
I think we're going to need a lot of parents and community members to step up and help us solve this problem. They need to realize that it is a crisis right now, and centers are closing and they could lose their child care, whether it's going to their employers and asking them for assistance in either finding child care or subsidizing child care or providing on-site child care, or there's a lot of different things we can do, but I think we need a lot more people to come to the table and help us figure out how to solve this problem.
With Eye on Kelloland, I'm Lauren Solik.
If you'd like to learn more about how this crisis is impacting Sioux Falls, visit the story on KELLOLAND.com. You can find more about the impact the crisis has had on rural South Dakota communities as well.